running in and just grabbed me up and hugged me. And he was like, I am so sorry. He said, but it's going to be okay. I'm going to take care of you. And he did. He's always been there for me, no matter what.
On Saturday night, July 11th, 2026, Senator Lindsey Graham died suddenly at his home. He was 71 years old. His office described it only as a brief and sudden illness. He'd been in Kiev just the day before. He was scheduled to appear on Meet the Press the following morning. And then, within hours, one of the most recognizable voices in American politics was gone. Tributes came fast, from President Trump, from Senate colleagues on both sides of the aisle, from world leaders in Israel and Ukraine who'd worked with him for years. But behind the statesman, behind the foreign policy hawk who never seemed to stop moving, there was a quieter story. A story about a pool hall in a small South Carolina town, a boy who lost both of his parents before he'd even finished college, and a little sister he raised as his own. That's the part of Lindsey Graham's life most people never really got to know. He was born on July 9th, 1955, in central South Carolina, in the back room of a place called the Sanitary Cafe. It wasn't a house. It was a pool hall and restaurant, run by his parents, Florence and F.J. Graham. And it was also, quite literally, where the family lived. That was Graham's childhood. Not privilege, not political dynasty. A working-class business, a small town, and parents who worked long hours just to keep the lights on. Then everything changed. Fast. When Graham was 21 and away at the University of South Carolina, his mother was diagnosed with stage 4 Hodgkin's lymphoma. Doctors gave her 6 months. 15 months later, his father was gone too. 2 parents, dead within just over a year of each other. Graham was 22. His sister Darline was only 13. Suddenly, he wasn't just a college student anymore. He was the only adult his little sister had left. He drove home every weekend to be with her. He kept the family business running as best he could, though by his childhood friend's own account, it was slipping without him there full time. Eventually he sold the Sanitary Cafe and joined the Air Force, but he never let go of the promise he'd made her. He told her, in that hospital hallway, that he would always take care of her. And he meant it, literally. Darline went to live with relatives nearby while Graham finished school and started his career. But he later became her legal guardian, and eventually, he formally adopted her as his own. That bond never faded. Decades later, when Graham ran for president in 2015 and reporters pressed him about not having a wife to serve as First Lady, he didn't dodge the question. He simply said his sister could fill that role if it ever came to it. It was part joke, part truth. Darline herself once put it simply, growing up, if she fell and scraped her knee, Lindsey was the one she ran to. That's not to say Graham never had the chance at a different kind of life. While serving in the Air Force, he was reportedly close to engaged to a German flight attendant named Sylvia. It didn't last. And as his political career accelerated, from the South Carolina State House, to the U.S. House, to the Senate seat he held for over 2 decades, the space for a serious long-term relationship kept shrinking. Between raising his sister, building a legal and military career, and eventually becoming one of the most active voices in Washington on foreign policy, marriage simply never found room to fit. For years, that fact fueled public speculation. Reporters, commentators, and plenty of anonymous voices online questioned why a prominent, successful senator had never married, and speculation about his sexuality followed him for most of his career. Graham consistently and directly denied those rumors, and he never treated his marital status as something he owed anyone an explanation for. In his view, it was a private matter, disconnected from his record or his character. He built his identity instead around duty, around service, around the people, whether that was his sister at home or his country in Washington, that he chose to devote himself to. Now, in the wake of his death, his office has asked for something simple: privacy for his family, and prayers during what they've called an incredibly difficult time. No detailed public statement from Darline has been made yet, and out of respect for that request, this video won't speculate on one. What we do know, from her own words over the years, is that the bond between them was never in question. He promised to take care of her. He did, for the rest of his life. Lindsey Graham's story was never really about the marriage he didn't have. It was about the family he built anyway. Out of grief, out of duty, and out of a promise made in a hospital hallway when he was barely more than a kid himself. If this video moved you, let us know in the comments, and subscribe for more honest looks at the lives behind the headlines.